Hey everyone, Stampede TV here, and it's that time again. Yet another commentary video of Ahsoka. Please like, subscribe, and share, and huge spoiler warning for anyone that hasn't seen this episode yet, because there are a lot of crazy revelations. Now, this episode is called Fallen Jedi, and if you haven't seen the episode yet, it seems like this is the episode where we're gonna get like a deeper dive into the lore of Shin Hati and Baylan Skoll, who are both Fallen Jedi. We're dead in the middle of the 8-episode series, so this needs to have the momentum to carry anyone who hasn't destroyed their TV.
You wanna fucking play around? You wanna fucking play around?
To keep watching their show, because ever since the whole Twitter controversy, people have been dropping this show like hot shit. The episode starts off with the ship sparking and buzzing with electricity. Apparently it got fried in the last episode, but I remembered the ship being completely fine when they landed, so yeah, I don't know. Anyway, they start discussing how they might have to actually destroy the hyperspace ring rather than use it to find Ezra, because they can't risk the possibility that Thrawn might get out. And writers, we all know that the hyperspace ring is going to work and we're going to find Ezra and Thrawn, so try not to build a false sense of drama for the audience. How about we focus on surviving the Sith-controlled planet before we blow up another Death Star? Anyway, to fellow Star Wars nerds out there, Ahsoka name drops Heir to the Empire, which was an old Star Wars Legends series written by Timothy Zahn in 1991. None of it's canon anymore because of Disney, but it holds up pretty well today, and it was our first introduction to Thrawn in the Star Wars universe. The bad guys locate Ahsoka and send Merrick and Wavy here over to find him. We cut to Huyang fixing the ship that never broke when he gets attacked by another droid. And they just start straight up boxing. Like, you guys remember those Rock'em Sock'em robots from, like, TV? Where they were in a ring and there was a red one and a blue one, and you press the buttons, and this just really reminded me of that. Okay, back to the show. Nathan's brother Ryan and his sons, who he loves with all his heart, sneak up on Ahsoka and Sabine to peacefully suggest them to come along. Okay, I'm done with the Nathan stuff. That joke died last episode. They easily dispatch all of Nathan's nephews, and Huyang tells Ahsoka and Sabine to stay together, as if they were gonna split up as soon as they left the ship. But this is modern television, so I wouldn't exactly put it past anyone. We cut over to She-Hulk's hotter cousin and her son, who decide to hop in the Ghost from Star Wars Rebels. And grab that one guy from Mandalorian that no one remembers, heading off to go find Ahsoka and Sabine. Back on the planet, Baylan Skoll and some witch lady are calculating the hyperspace coordinates to Thrawn, while Merrick and Cute Haircut finally come across Ahsoka and Sabine. Ahsoka and Sabine get their respective rematches, Ahsoka taking Merrick and Sabine taking... Damn, what was her name? Haircut Sith Lord's so one-dimensional that I forgot her name. Okay, I don't even know what to type in. Ignore my search history. I was watching Shameless and Frank screwed Karen, so I was like, can he do that and get away with it? And how old is Karen? Like, she got married 2 weeks after. I'm just gonna go ahead and try villains. I just forget everything about this show, I'm sorry. Oh, Shin Hati, right, Baylan Skoll and Shin Hati. Ahsoka and Merrick have a long, drawn-out samurai fight, and Ahsoka eventually kills him. And you want to know who Merrick was? You want to know a big, crazy reveal? You want to know it? You want to know it? You want to know the exciting revelation that'll change Star Wars forever? Because it's actually kind of crazy who he is. He's Bugs. He was Bugs the whole time. He was a cloud of bugs. So, yep, we get no Merrick lore, and honestly, I don't even remember him having any speaking lines. He probably did, I just don't remember. But wow, he could have been a cool character, but they completely wasted him. He was one of the last Inquisitors, and I don't know, they just wanted to kick him to the curb, because one thing that we are going to discuss later, too many villains in this show. We're going to save it for the discussion part of the episode in the later half, but there are way too many villains in Ahsoka. Speaking of villains, wait, give me a second. Shin Hati is attacking Sabine, who's just barely getting by. She's on the back foot for the entire fight, pretty much. But she still refuses help from Ahsoka, even though he could jump her real quick and go find the map. Easy peasy, no loose ends. But nah, we're just gonna let Sabine, who doesn't know the Force and barely has lightsaber training down, attack a Sith Lord. Side note time, guys, like especially men, when you need help, ask for it. You always ask for help. It might seem embarrassing or like you're bothering someone, but it's gonna do nothing but pay off in the long run. So just always ask the people around you if you ever need help. And if the answer is consistently no, maybe you need new friends. My bad, no idea where that came from. Anyway, Ahsoka goes over to Baylan Skoll, who's guarding the map, just like Dami Mami some witch lady told him to. Anyway, we get some actual character motivation from this guy. He wants Thrawn to destroy the galaxy so he can basically raise a new empire from the ashes. A peaceful one at that. And what's really interesting about this character and his fight with Ahsoka is that when Ahsoka fights Merrick, she waits for him to strike first, baiting him in to get his guard down and waiting for the perfect opening, the perfect strike. While in her fight with Skoll, he does the same exact thing with her, being very calculating and precise with his strikes, anticipating where she's going to hit next and how to counter it best. Being very patient with his style of fighting, stiff yet ruthless. Pause. You can truly see the strength coming from every swing. He continues baiting and angering her, talking about her old master Anakin and how he went down a dark path that she's destined for as well. And finally, we start to see a little bit of emotion coming out of Ahsoka. All this baiting leading to rash decisions not only in her lightsaber combat, but like through grabbing the star map with her bare hands while it's being cooked by green witch fire, which burns the shit out of her. We cut back to Sabine fighting Shin Hati, finally starting to get it. And Sabine's lightsaber is disarmed from her. She tries to use the Force to grab it back like Rey did that one time, but it simply doesn't work. Not even like a tingle. Not even a Captain America Thor's hammer flinch. Both Shin and Sabine realize that she can't use the Force, so she turns her hand into a fist and shoots out her Mandalorian tech, stunning Shin Hati and getting her to run away. Yeah, we're looking at another rematch. Either Sabine is going to commit to being a Mandalorian, or Sabine is going to miraculously gain Force powers in the heat of the moment. Okay, everybody, listen to me very closely. Remember I said this. I have a hunch. I have a hunch that they're going to find Ezra, and Ezra and Sabine are going to team up against Shin Hati. And it's going to be a Jedi and a Mandalorian working together. Sabine's going to hand off her lightsaber, and she's just going to commit to being a Mandalorian. And if that happens, I'll be happy. I'll be satisfied with Ahsoka. I won't even be able to talk shit about it. But remember, I said it. You heard it here first, September 6th. One day before last year of high school, you heard it from me. You heard it from Stampede TV. Plug me up. Baylan Skoll shows his good nature one last time before completely knocking Ahsoka off a cliff, and Sabine takes the star map hostage. However, this map is the only way she can get back to Ezra, and Baylan probably knows that through like Force stuff, but yeah, Sabine can't bring herself to do it. She gives up the map and goes with the Sith. Hera and her team arrive on the scene, and some witch lady just does not care. She hyperspaces right through them, and we find out that Hera's son is Force sensitive after all. Anyway, we cut to the cliff Ahsoka fell off, and we find out that she's actually in the world between worlds, a highway that connects time and space across the galaxy. We've seen it first in Star Wars Rebels, Ezra using it to travel back in time to save Ahsoka from Darth Vader. And we hear that familiar voice, and we hear that familiar nickname, and yup, the rumors are true. Hayden Christensen has come back to play Anakin one last time. And this time, it is the OG Anakin, and not just some random flashback. Okay, so this episode is actually really good. You know, my whole problem with this is that the villains had no clear motivation, neither did the heroes, but now we finally see that, at the very least, Baylan has a plan, and the very fact that he's doing this shows that he's not only manipulating some witch lady, he's manipulating Thrawn, and he's doing this all for his own gain, which is actually peace. And we don't really get to see Sith Lords do this too often, not since Maul at least. Whatever her name is way too stale still. I mean, she just seems like a one-dimensional character. Merrick is even worse, he's a goddamn bug. But this episode finally fleshed out certain things about Ahsoka and Sabine. It shows that Sabine might not be ready to be a Jedi if she's like still holding on to her irrational attachments to Ezra and willing to give up the well-being of the entire galaxy for one guy. While Ahsoka shows us that she can make more than one face and she's not just some stoic wall of a person. She's actually very emotional when it comes to her past and Anakin. And it's always good when you have a character that can exploit that, a villain that can exploit that, like Baylan Skoll. A man that means well, but will get peace no matter who has to die. No matter how far he has to fall. Alright, time for the bad parts of this episode. It's not too much, but it's more like based on the series as a whole. I'm worried that there's too many villains. Okay, yeah, sure, Merrick just died, and that was extremely disappointing. Oh my gosh. Why was Merrick even in the series to begin with? Actually, why was some witch lady even in the series? They could have replaced some witch lady with Skull, but I guess they wanted someone for him to double cross. Yeah, by the way, Skull is gonna double cross the bad guys in favor of the Republic and Ahsoka and Sabine and stuff. It's just how some stories work, okay? Skull is a teddy bear and he's gonna redeem himself. But yeah, the villains, it's way too many. We have Thrawn, Skull, the one with the hair, some witch lady, Merrick. I mean, what the hell is this, Spider-Man 3? When you have so many villains like this, you cannot flesh everyone out, and it leads to you having one-dimensional characters like Merrick and Sylvie, whose entire job is just to be a dog. Point them in the direction, they attack. And that's about all there is to them. Other than that, this episode was a banger. I'm wondering what they're going to do with Hera's son, and I'm kind of worried that we're not going to get enough time to like properly flesh out Thrawn. I mean, we're episode 4. We still have like 2 hours of content left, but it is worrying because he's a character that you do not want to get wrong, especially in the state that Star Wars and Disney is now, because people will complain, okay? People complain about anything. I mean, there's people out there complaining about the fact that the cast is all female, which, I mean, like, why is that a problem? Why is that a problem? I haven't heard a single good reason why that's a problem. They just say, oh, the cast is all female and the acting's awful, and give you the fat incel gotcha face, eyebrow and everything, yeah. These days, the whole idea of woke is getting way too out of hand. If you have a black person in your show, you're woke. If you have women in your TV show, you're pandering. If you have Hispanics eating tacos in your movie, you're the one that's racist, not me for looking at someone's culture and calling it a stereotype. Can we just ease up a little bit and agree that if you have a problem with women in the cast, you're sexist? If you have a problem with people of color in the cast, you're racist. Hell, if you have a problem with white people in the cast, you're racist. Shut the hell up and watch a different show. Thank you for staying this long. Damn, see you around.
Dropa esse beat.